How y'all doing, kings and queens? I was asked, how do you start your locks? And I will definitely answer that question, no problem. But I believe that there are two parts to a question like that. Because before you start your locks, yes, they are beautiful. However, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So before you embark on this journey, understand that the arena in which you are entering is filled with prejudice and hate. And you have to be mentally prepared for that. I started my locks in 2009. I had pretty much been natural months before that because my mom calls my hair cotton candy because it's big, it's puffy, but it's really, really soft. And so I didn't have to get my relaxers redone often. I could just touch up my roots with a hot comb or, you know, do something in between. I didn't like getting relaxers, so I would get braids or do something in between. So it had been several months since I last had one. But one day, I just cut all my hair off. I was in a terrible relation, SHIT. And one day I'll never forget it. I was at the store. I was going to buy me some clothes. And I looked in this 3-partition mirror. And I could see my rib cage when I looked at my back. And that was the day I decided I'm going to love me. Every part of me, without makeup, without weaves, without any added reliance on beauty, I'm going to love me. And I went home and I cut my hair off. And so I don't even have any pictures prior to about a year. Because it was so dramatically done. I literally went home and hacked my hair off. After I did that, I felt amazing. So a couple months later, a friend and I, we were just joking, saying we should start locks as a New Year's resolution. He didn't do it, I did. Which is cool because, as I said, locks are not for everybody, and it can be a very difficult journey, especially for males. So I respect that. When I started my locks, I had begun to love myself, but I wasn't there yet publicly. So I wore a wig for about the first 3 months. After 3 months, I took my wig off. And I lost my job. I lost my job. And that was number one. I lost my job. After I lost my job, I started going on job hunt crazy. I was on the grind, not only at home on the computer filling out applications and doing things like that, but I was actually on the street. I was going to stores, filling out applications, asking who's hiring. And so one day in particular, I'll never forget it. It was a hotel hostess. And I knew I qualified for this position. I've been doing customer service for over 5 years. They knew I qualified for the position because they asked me for an interview. I went on my interview. That interview lasted about 5 minutes before they told me, "We'll call you." They never called me, and when I called to check on the status of my application, they told me I didn't qualify. But you interviewed me. In order for you to pull my name out of that hat, I'd have to qualify, right? Strike 2, right? So I finally got a job in a corporate system. And of course the looks and the stares come. But I think one of the rudest comments I ever heard actually came from a person of color. I was told I look like Medusa. That's the look she got. And a Caucasian man saved her from the lashing of my mouth. And he asked her, you know, do you know what Medusa looks like? I laughed and kept it moving. So I say all of this to say, you know, what I went through, I don't think it was terrible, but it can be a lot for one person. Fortunately, I had been coming into a place where I was learning to love me. And so it is very important for you to be mentally in love with yourself prior to locking. Also, if you don't have a corporate position yet and you want a corporate position, understand that that will be a battle for you to attain. And even if you're in corporate and you start locking, it may be a battle to acquire promotions or fair opportunity or treatment. Locks, especially on men, are a threat because you love yourself and you are strong enough not to conform. That poses a threat to some people's mental. Understand that and recognize that when it comes to you, because it will if you start this journey. Here I am today, locked and loving it, and I wouldn't change a thing. But I just want to extend that information so that you understand the arena in which you are entering. If you still choose to lock, stay tuned for part 2 of this video. I will be introducing the different methods of locking or starting locks. And yeah, stay tuned. Until next time, kings and queens, peace and love.